Welcome to another episode of On Location with Councillor Mandewo. Today I had the pleasure of sitting down with Cadrina Bailey.
Hello.
And we are at the amazing Markin House.
Yes.
So the Markin House is actually a historical site, and this house was actually built in 1909, which means it's 110 years old.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yes.
So can you tell the community what the Markin House is all about?
Sure. So, like you said, Markin House was built in 1909. It was a company house for the Fraser Mill sawmill, and the sales manager lived here. The sawmill at the time was the third largest in the world and the largest in the Commonwealth. So it was a pretty big deal economically speaking. So the house is quite grand to reflect how great the sawmill was doing for them. This house, like I said, has held the sales manager, and the house across the street that is now part of Place des Arts was the Ryan House, and that was actually where the general manager, so the very highest in the sawmills. So you probably know that it's also the 110th anniversary of Maillardville this year.
Yes.
So the anniversaries all sync up, which is kind of nice. This house is Edwardian in architectural detail. It has had many lives. So it was a house for a long time, a company house, but it was also office space in the 70s, and it also became apartments for a few years too. There was a first floor apartment and an upper floor apartment. There was an addition that was put on in the 40s, so a bathroom, which we're very happy about, and a little workroom. So it was actually the rumpus room for the kids at the time. In the 90s, it was brought back to being a 1909 home, and Coquitlam Heritage has staged it to be a 1909 home.
Yes.
And it's considered an immersive space, so you can come in and sit on the furniture. We have antique furniture. You can have the fire going, you can have your cup of tea. We have book clubs here, we have cooking classes. We just want people to be able to come in and enjoy the space.
Yeah, it's set up for the 1909.
Yes,
right?
To look like
Which
that.
is, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I first came here about 4 years ago, and I was amazed at just the setting and all the exhibits that you do, which leads me to, can you share with the community about the exhibits that happen here and in the community?
Sure. So the house, as I said, is staged as a 1909 home, but a few years ago we started adding exhibits on top of that space. So from September of last year until June of this year, we have our exhibit called Treasures and Heirlooms, and it's about how heritage is in our everyday lives. So a lot of people think of heritage as historic, things that happened 100 years ago, but of course we live with our heritage every day in the recipes we make and the songs we sing. The languages we speak, it's all in that. So having the house gave us that opportunity to bring that exhibit to the community. But we also have exhibits out in the community. So at, for instance, the Sports Hall of Fame, we have a space there that we change probably 2 to 3 times a year. Right now the lacrosse exhibit is there. Lacrosse is quite a big, has for many years been a very historic roots in Coquitlam. So we have that exhibit running right now. At the Poirier Library, we have an exhibit called Belonging, and it's about what little trinkets and treasures people consider to be very special to them and why. So it could be something that their grandmother gave them, it could be something that they've made to pass on to future generations, and we have little stories attached there. So if you're at the Poirier Library, take a look at that one. That's just for May.
I know that I was part of the exhibits that you did at the Coquitlam Library.
Yes,
I think that was
the
about
city
2 years ago.
center.
The city center, yeah. So it's good that you don't only utilize the space, but you also go in the community and be able to showcase all the heirlooms and the historical aspects of our community.
And we want to bring the community into those exhibits too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I was reading on your website is that the Coquitlam Heritage has been collecting oral histories as well as reference materials, right, for many years.
Yeah.
All relating to the Fraser Mills and the Maillardville community.
Yes.
However, most of the collections that you get are all from either the French Canadians or the Anglophone life.
Yes.
But you really are looking to get that intercultural perspective from all those other cultures that lived here then.
Yeah.
Can you share about that?
Sure. So, so people from the Sikh community, people from the Japanese community, the Chinese community, we're all here from the early 1900s, but we don't have evidence of that in our historical record. And so we're looking to add those stories. A lot of the artifacts are gone, unfortunately. A lot of the families that lived here at the time have moved out into other cities as well. So, you know, if you do know somebody that has a family connection to Coquitlam, we would love to hear their story. We would love to be able to collect that, and if they do have some heirlooms, we'd love to photograph them and just have a record of their family and their experience in Coquitlam. So
yes, so for this, we are really talking to the community and saying, you know, if you know someone who has roots in Coquitlam, and a lot of times history is passed on orally, and people talk about it, and you have your albums, you have the photos, but the Markin House would love for you to share, whether it's photographs or whether it's heirlooms or anything that you have from many years back from your families. Please reach out to Markin House, and they're open 5 days a week,
Tuesday to Saturday, Sunday in the summers though as well.
Yes. And you can go to their website, you know, coquitlamheritage.ca, or simply drop by when they are open here and chat with them and ask what it is that they are looking for or what it is that you have. But before we sign off, one thing that you would like just the community to know, why you love working at the Markin House.
We love connecting people and collecting stories and connecting stories. So that has been a really rich experience for me and for the whole team to learn about how diverse Coquitlam is. Over 110 languages are spoken in Coquitlam today.
Oh, 110, and we are celebrating 110 years.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So we just love exploring that and connecting people.
Wonderful. Please visit the Markin House. Go to their website. Check out what it's all about. Bye for now.